Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Poetcast Unleashed. I'm your host, Nico Vernaccini. We've had a break for about a month. Now we are back in full force with a regular from our community, someone you absolutely have seen and laughed at, maybe laughed with if she was lucky. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, then you will find out a little bit more about her right now. It's Kat. Hi, yay.
Hello. It's good to be here.
How are
It's
you?
good to be. Oh my God, I'm okay. I'm
Yeah,
okay. How are you?
I manage. I live.
Mm, mm. I'm very amused that you went for a yellow shirt today, and I have this red jacket. The
Yeah,
colors are nicely arranged.
they work together, huh?
Yes, we picked a color and we stuck to it, so to
Yeah.
say.
Do you have a favorite color?
Um, I have a favorite part of the spectrum of
I'm
colors.
not surprised.
Yeah. It's a spectrum, of course.
So what? It's the over. It's the reddish sort of warm
Yes,
colors, or
we take something like this and we remember the saturation, the brightness, and we change the hue of this color.
hmm,
And then the entire spectrum that's kind of like relatively dark, actually.
hmm,
I guess it's the darker spectrum of the colors. For example, I have these flowers here.
yeah,
Look at this. I
yeah,
mean, what are we doing? Purple, hello.
yeah.
And it's equally also this blue
Hmm.
on this bandana.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
see it. It's a lilac. Would it be a lilac purple? Is that? Would you agree?
I would say it would be some sort of magenta, deep magenta,
Deep
purple.
magenta. Thanks.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I always ask women about like names of colors because y'all know.
Yes, yeah. And designers, I guess, because Alex also knows.
Yeah,
And so sometimes I'm a little bit confused. I'm like, why do you know the colors?
yeah,
You're a man. It's strange.
yeah, yeah. Weird how that works out, huh?
Yeah, exactly. And do you know colors? Not so
Yeah,
much. What?
yeah. I mean, reading a lot of superhero comic books as a kid kind of made me think about color combinations. Blue goes well with red, green goes good with purple, stuff like that. And that
Yeah,
sort of made me understand, okay, I love a good character design, not just in superheroes, but in general. So, yeah,
yeah.
and then I'm always, I'm a pick me boy. Like, I'm always trying to impress women by saying shit like, oh, is that lilac? Or what is that? Is that
Absolutely,
lavender?
absolutely. And you are succeeding. I'm absolutely
Thanks.
impressed. I mean, he said lilac, and I'm like, oh my God. Is, it's something. It's definitely
I
something.
try, I listen.
Yeah.
You want to talk shop?
Not particularly, but yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So when can you remember when you started reading or writing poetry?
Um, I started writing poetry in like primary school for like different poetry submissions in the school. So I was doing that, but actually I started writing before I actually read poetry, before I understood poetry, I would say. Because then I remember distinctly when I was maybe like 12 or something, picking up a book which was like an anthology of uh, romantic poetry of the world, something like that. And I read some poems and I was like, oh my God, this is something else.
Mm.
So it's kind of like, yeah, I guess a combination of moments.
Okay. Well, what was it about the romantic aspect that spoke to you?
Yeah, it began, I guess, with romantic, and I wonder if it actually went in any other direction. Maybe a little bit sometimes, but maybe it wasn't so much that it was romantic, but so much that there was like some form in the way that these poems or these pieces of text were written.
Mm.
It was just mesmerizing to me how they can both like hold a shape on the paper, and then if I read it out loud or if I just experience it with my inner voice, I would have like a different kind of experience. It's
Mm.
like, yeah, kind of craft, just the craft of poetry, I guess, got to me. And also it was nice. I mean, yeah.
So like meters and rhymes and rhythm and.
It was kind of contemporary, I guess, this anthology.
Mhm.
But some wasn't, some was, some wasn't actually. It was like a massive book. I don't know who and why collected this book from all sorts of like different periods in
Okay.
time.
Yeah.
Well,
Do you still have it?
I don't have it actually. I think maybe my mom would have it. She had a bunch of books growing up, so I just wonder if she kept it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
So was this when you started writing as well, or when did that sort of happen?
Well, it's hard to say because at the same time I was doing all sorts of forms of expression. So it's kind of like since primary school and high school, I was in like dance classes. I was in like art, drawing, painting. I was singing at some point. And writing was kind of like something I did just on my own, randomly. So it's kind of like it's hard to really follow it like in a linear way, actually, because it's like just bits and bobs until like now I'm 30 and I'm like, oh, I have a bunch of shit that I've written. Excuse the language. I don't know if this is non-swearing podcast.
It's broadcast exclusively to children, this podcast. So please
exclusively. Well, I'm very
refrain
happy
from
to hear.
swearing. Thanks.
Yes, about what was I saying? I have no idea.
Something about shit? Or what was
Something about shit. Yeah, I have no idea.
But you said you danced and you were like a multi-talented kid, or what?
Oh,
I'm not
well,
surprised.
yeah, I mean, listen, I just want to challenge this idea of like multi-talented a little bit because it's like it's just a kid that does a lot of stuff. I mean, okay, you should be a little bit talented, like you shouldn't be like completely not for it. For example, they also sent me to like play instruments and like do things. My family is very kind of like artsy and whatever. But me and playing music, it did not happen. It wasn't happening. I hated it. And I was like, this is not for me. Right. So it's like, even within that, there is like a couple of categories I can do some damage in, so to say.
But some kids don't have that. Some kids don't do a lot of stuff. You were one of the kids that did a lot of stuff. You don't want to call it multi-talented, but that's what I see. That's what I hear when it comes down to it. You can try to be modest, but some kids really don't do shit like that.
It's true. It's true. Many don't.
And you strike me as someone who is very, someone who really knows how to do a lot of stuff. Maybe not perfectly, but at least you're capable.
Yeah, I'm a doer.
You're a doer, yeah.
I'm a real doer. Yes, yes.
When did you move to Denmark? You moved to Copenhagen originally, or?
Yes. When I was like 20. I moved to like study ? / to follow an ex-boyfriend.
Right, as it happens.
The jury's out. The jury's out on what was the key reason. But
maybe a mix of it all.
I think it was a mix of it all. But when he moved away from Copenhagen after we broken up, I was like, he moved. I didn't move again after him, so it must be something to this city that I choose to stay. Yeah. So I moved to study design, multimedia design, and other things. But this is already after starting to study in Zagreb, actually, for a year, where I studied German language and comparative literature.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, so it's kind of a random mixture of things, maybe.
What do you like about it, being here? Now you moved to Odense, right?
From
Copenhagen to Odense after what, 10 years?
Yes, yeah. I'm going to do it like that every 10 years. I'm going to move somewhere.
Perfect. You let me know. Let me know in 10 years, because if I'm still staying here, then we'll So that's
You go with us.
I
We
go
start a
to
commune there.
absolutely for sure,
I
100%.
have some Italian friends who are like ready to start a communal art living somewhere in the south of Italy.
Okay,
Coincidentally, also Italian. So
yeah.
something to think
They're
about.
more used to it, you know. They have intergenerational households, so every home is like a comuna in
Yes,
Italy.
that's true. Oh my God, that's very true. In
Hmm.
some ways, Croatian families are like that as well. But
Hmm.
then there's also the complete opposite as well. Like depends what kind of cards you were dealt.
Okay. What
Yeah.
can you tell me some of your like reflections as a Croat here in Denmark? Because I've always found Croats incredibly fascinating. I don't know why, but it's
Ooh,
just like the
yeah.
whole thing is very fascinating to me.
Yeah, we're a spicy bunch.
Hmm.
I think we Croatian people are in general a spicy bunch.
How so?
Just I feel like a lot of Croatians are convinced that they are the star of the show.
Okay,
The
got it.
show being Earth.
Right,
You
main
know,
character
we
syndrome. I
woke up
see.
and we were like, "Hello,
Yeah,
I am here. Pay
yeah,
attention to me."
yeah. Really like that about you. I gotta say, because you always light up a room, and it's always like, oh, there's Kat. Like people can't miss you. I have this theory that some people are lowercase letters and other people are uppercase letters, and you are 100% an uppercase letter. And it's not that like you're an I that get mistaken for lowercase L. Some people are like that. You kind of
Oh my God,
judge
that's a
them wrong. You
poem.
know what I mean?
You
Yeah,
just
that's
wrote a
my
poem.
thanks. It's my theory on lowercase and uppercase people, and you're for sure uppercase. You're all caps, my friend.
I mean, come on, please, please. This has to stop. But thank you kindly. Uh, if,
You
um,
thought it was a compliment. You heard it as a compliment.
That's what I'm telling you. You
That's
can't
perfect.
even, you can't even come at me. This is the
Yeah,
thing. There's
yeah.
another thing about Croatian people, which I realized. I mean, I've always known it, but now I'm more and more aware of it, which is it's a very vocal nation, so to say. So
Hmm.
even just within families, people are very open with each other, just kind of like, what are you doing? I don't like that. You're going to
Yeah,
fail. That's lame.
yeah.
What's up? But also like positive and negative, and it's very just transparent and open. And then
Right.
when you maybe go to the world or go somewhere in like a much more subdued, I would say,
Hmm.
surrounding, you become the weird one out, the odd one out, so to say. So to
Absolutely.
answer your question about the Danish people and me in the middle of all that, it's like I'm constantly trying to be like, oh my God, Katarina, don't say anything stupid. Please don't offend people. Please don't, kind of be too much,
Yeah,
because I'm aware, even though, of course, some of it is like personal fears of being too much, but some of it is like, yeah, I am kind of more loud than an average Danish person, I would
yeah.
say.
Tell me about it. I resonate a lot with what you're saying. I've always sort of struggled with that. And coming from a bilingual household, I was exposed to like two cultures. There wasn't one culture that was the right one, and then I moved to another one where they're just savages and barbarians, right? I sort of it was a very like culturally relativistic
Mm.
upbringing in a sense. And I have a hard time with purely Danish groups because many times they'll get offended or they'll find me too loud or too abrasive, and it's like I need a little bit of something extra, you know.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
especially this thing with honesty, I really think that life is too short not to be honest at least a few times a day. We're so good at being polite and being civilized and all these sort of ways of lying or ways of not really exposing yourself to the world out there that I just like I get a little bit ugh, which is why I like the poetry shit, because I can go up on stage, I can act like I'm someone else and just say what I really mean, or not. People never know.
Exactly, exactly. And you're so good at it as well to like show up as a character, but also show up as Nico, who is also a character. So it's kind of
Right.
like it's like every time new Nico, or sometimes I don't know if I've seen a repeating Nico. I'm not so sure.
Yeah. I'm very comfortable with that. I'm not
Hmm.
trying to keep people at an arm's length. I just really love making fun. I really love riffing and acting out, and so it comes very naturally to me to do that.
Mm.
But we've both been hosts, right, at the thing, we,
Yes, yes.
which is cool. It's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, another type of performance or another type of thing. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Also, when I was hosting it, I don't know if things were really falling apart or not, but it was like a lot of last minute changes
Okay.
and a lot of kind of like what's going to happen. Arena was away actually. And
Okay.
it's like it was December. I feel like people collectively had a breakdown, I think.
Mm.
And that was the month when when I hosted. And I actually committed to this like persona of like, okay, shit is falling apart.
Mm.
I'm gonna act the role. I'm gonna be like, oh my God, where are my papers? I'm gonna be like literally spazzing out on
Mm.
stage.
Mm.
And I feel like maybe it was a good choice, actually. I don't know how many choices I could have got because I was also like nervous just to be there. And then I was like, I'm going to commit. I'm going to commit. Maybe it actually has the counter effect on people by, okay, she is performing this like anxiety, but maybe it's also okay because it's all still a show, so to
Yeah.
say. I don't know. So I kind of like, yeah, I did get some good feedback from people on like, yeah.
I imagine I couldn't be there myself, unfortunately, but I imagine you've gotten good feedback because you're one of those people that has like magnetism or whatever. Like it's again, I'm trying to figure out. I'm just complimenting you. I am complimenting you, but I'm trying to figure out why it is that some people are clearly more magnetic than others.
I would argue when you said you're not trying to hold people on arm's length,
Hmm.
I am.
Right.
Oh, I am.
Yeah.
But I mean, just intuitively, or just kind of like I feel so intensely where people are at. I'm
Yeah.
constantly kind of calculating, okay, what is the vibe here? What kind of like, and then, it's kind of like a scan of the room that I'm
Sure.
kind of doing sometimes a bit too much.
Okay.
Yeah. So then it translates into anxiety just because I'm like, I've scanned this room 100 times. And I mean, it just takes a lot of processing power to be so aware. However, it does come off as like, look at this person who is like, maybe present. I don't know what it is, but yeah, definitely I've also noticed that people react well to me often.
Mm.
But is it's something definitely.
I mean, if you think about it, then like scanning shows that you have an interest in finding out what other people are thinking and feeling. You could be a missionary in a situation like this where you come with your truth and you need to convince everyone about your truth, or you could be an anthropologist like you who comes in and scans and finds out, okay, what is true for these people and what's true for that corner and this corner. So people feel heard or people feel seen when they meet you. But is it
Yeah.
like a defense mechanism, or you said you're trying to hold people at this arm's length, or what?
Well, maybe it's not hold people at arm's length, but maybe it's a sort of prison of perception, actually. I think I'm just very, my eyes are very open,
Mm.
perceptive. I'm just a very perceptive person in general. So then it's kind of like, okay, a bunch of information is going to be coming my way, whether I like it or not. So it's like, might as well learn to how to like either meet it the right way or like hop out of it or somehow parkour out of it, because it's I don't even know. Sometimes, I did recently actually learn about this kind of, maybe I would call it like characterization or like type of character, which is highly sensitive people, just people who of high
Oh my
sensitivity.
God, right? Oh, highly sensitive people, right? Oh,
No,
that's our audience basically. So like
yes,
if people didn't
yes.
know, I was
Meanwhile,
making
I'm
us
out here with like sunglasses, noise canceling headphones in my
yeah.
pockets,
Mm.
earplugs at
Mm.
all times. You never know what's gonna happen,
Yeah.
because I need to like block the input. And because of that, I've just maybe kind of, maybe I don't know if it's because of that or just independently, but I do have a big interest in people as well. I
Mm.
love to snoop around and be like, what's up? Or like,
Mm.
how, what's happening? I'm just kind of a big snoop, maybe is also
Are you a
part of it.
people pleaser? Or are you more selfish?
People pleaser, definitely. But depends on the period, but I'm always leaning more people pleaser. Yeah.
Okay. When you say the period, are you referring to your cycle or just like the general time you're in your life?
I don't know what you mean.
Okay.
Well, what did I say? Did I say period?
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Okay.
I don't know.
Anyway, let's jump over
Yeah.
that. That's but
That's that Nico charm that just
there it
came
is.
out.
It can't hit every single time.
No, no,
But
no.
I'm absolutely like that as well. I would never call myself highly sensitive. It sounds horrible. I have really negative connotations with it. When I hear a
Mm.
man say he's sensitive, it's a man who's telling me that he doesn't know how to do emotional work and he doesn't know how to regulate his
Mm.
feelings. And
Oh,
someone where you kind of have to work with him as a child. It sounds awful, but some people you have to walk around eggshells with them because they're highly sensitive, and in many ways I think I can't have the patience for that. Like, you really need to make up for that. I see it as a negative thing. You might not have chosen your disease, right? But it's a negative thing. Like, it's, yes, I'll feel bad if you are incredibly XYZ, but I'll also know that, okay, I can't spend all this time with you because of it. You know what I mean? So like highly sensitive is, I don't know, I don't like the phrasing of it or something, even though I kind of feel like, yeah, I walk out with the colored glasses and the headphones as well, and I don't want to look at anyone. I don't want anyone to talk to me. I just need to get my milk and go home.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I, I mean, maybe if you view it through a lens of like emotional responsibility, like
Mm,
is because highly sensitive people are only annoying when they put their problems on other people.
hmm.
you know, so it's like I don't go around asking people like, "Hey, it's too loud here for me. Go with me out in the forest," or "Did you bring earplugs for me?" I bring those things. I supply those
I
things. You
like
know what
that.
I mean?
Of
Yes.
course. Of course.
And it's just how it is. I mean, I do have a level of cringe just over this, like, oh my god, not the empath, not the
Yeah.
empath in the
Yeah.
room.
Yeah.
So, but it definitely has a bad rep.
Yeah.
The term, yeah.
I'm trying to learn more about it because I know that right now I have my associations with this
Yeah.
term highly sensitive. I haven't really studied it, and I've
Mhm.
only been exposed to it through people that were annoying and kind of could use this term highly sensitive as like as an excuse to not grow up, which
That's
is
kind of
just
a
like,
weapon at that point.
yeah,
I'm highly
weaponized
sensitive. Go
incompetence.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's definitely is one of the more kind of like commonly weaponized states that
Mm.
actually are a lie. That are actually a lie.
Yeah, another one is
Mhm.
neuroses. When you have someone
Ooh.
who has who takes fake problems and makes them into real problems,
Woo. Let's go. Let's
right?
go.
That's also an incredibly annoying person.
Yeah, yeah. That's a strong contestant.
Yeah,
But yeah, definitely. Oh, definitely. Now that I think about more and more examples, woo. Yeah,
yeah. Wow,
that.
that's cool. We could have a whole podcast just about that, just about like
I
what
feel like,
pathologies
yeah.
we don't like.
Yes, or in general, like things we don't like.
Mhm.
Things we don't like, and then just like foster the negativity
For sure. Oh, I would love that, to just talk some shit.
in a public space. Talk some shit in
Mhm.
in a
Yeah,
public space. Oh my
yeah.
god.
Oh,
Yeah.
we would become unpopular so quickly.
Yes, yes. Do you sometimes think about like, does this voice come up in like writing, and then you write something and you're like, oh my god, am I gonna read this in front of people?
Um, okay, so in all honesty, that voice comes up when other people have sort of said, "Are you sure this is what you're trying to say?" Arina is very, very good at helping me with that. I send her something, And she's like, "Are you sure that this is actually something you want to read out aloud?" And I look at it over, and she's usually right. I'm like, "No, I could. This is not."
Yeah,
But
it's
no,
not.
uh, we have the critical voice. I have this idea that as we as artists, we have two voices. We have one voice that is super critical of oneself, like you'll never amount to anything. You're full of shit. You're an imposter. You have no talent. Who would want to spend their time or money listening to your nonsense? And then the other voice is like, I'm a genius. No one understands me. I'm constantly being judged by people who don't have the same standards as I do. I'm the best thing there ever was since, sliced bread.
Absolutely,
And we
absolutely.
and it's a whole conflict. And artists that are more this, they don't really get their stuff done. And then you have other people that are more on the other end, that they don't have any friends or any publication options because people don't like them. So it's about balance.
Yes, yes. True, true, true. Yeah. Or if you go one way, just fully commit. Some people just fully are like, this is it.
Yeah,
This is it. The
yeah,
cynicism is within me.
yeah.
But sometimes I'm kind of like, cynicism is also within me.
Mhm.
So sometimes it comes out and I'm like, ooh, do I leave this or do I take it out? And sometimes I use it actually as some sort of like spice in a poem. It's kind of like, I'll leave it in. It's going to be a little bit annoying, but it adds that texture that maybe it needs for the poem to, I don't know, be alive a little bit more than without it. I don't know. Because sometimes it's like a delicate balance between like honesty and writing, like what you edit out, basically.
What do you mean? Can you say some more about that?
So I guess, how to put it? Like sometimes I write like annoying or like maybe marginal things or things that are not like maybe as beautiful or as interesting. And then it's kind of like, then comes the editing process where I kind of like remove some of the things, maybe leave some things in just to see like if it can stay, while being a little bit like broken or uh, not the optimal kind of design choice, but it works because it kind of like makes the piece more personal slash has an even more palpable kind of artistic value. I don't know if makes any sense.
It sounds like you're using the terms you have from your professional background, like the optimal choice, like a poet who says optimal choice. You're talking about perfectionism, aren't you? You're saying sometimes you find something that shouldn't fit, but you make it fit anyway.
Yes, maybe, yeah. But how to make imperfect thing perfect
Uh,
slash leave
yeah,
the imperfect thing in the poem.
yeah. I think perfect is an awful term. I don't think there's anything in human history that is perfect. Perfect is like a metaphysical term in the sense that it doesn't describe anything about our reality. Perfect is 100% a value judgment, but it's also a value judgment from like a one-dimensional aspect. Like it is so good, there's nothing bad in it, is how I understand perfect. Which
Yeah,
I have
like
never seen
Beyonce.
anything in reality that has that. I've never seen a perfect stone. I don't know where it comes from. I would imagine it comes from Plato and his idea of the forms, and you have a perfect idea of a tree or perfect idea of a man or whatnot, and then all the
Yeah.
physical representations of it are just like these problematic little manifestations in our real world. You know what I mean? I think it's a gnostic idea. There are two worlds. There's the perfect world, and then there's our world, the physical realm.
What I'm hearing is Plato was a gossip girl who body shamed different forms. He was a form shamer.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I mean, yes, but think of like Beyonce. Just think
Okay.
about it. Just like think
As in
about Beyonce.
perfection, as an example of perfection. What?
Yes.
But she put
Just
she. Do you think her
oh
shit smells like roses? I mean,
yes,
uh,
100%.
okay, okay, right. Yeah, very,
A
very
hundred.
some toxic expectations right there of
Yes,
womanhood.
it's a
I gotta
lot.
say, yeah,
It's a lot. It's imagine being hit with like peak Beyonce hits and you're like 16.
yeah. That's you.
Like that's crazy. That's
Yeah,
me. Oh yeah,
yeah,
that's me.
yeah,
That's me. I'm like sewing in my room in summer in my grandma's house. I'm listening to Beyonce. I'm like crazy in love. Let's go. I mean, Destiny's Child. Let's go. All of I mean all of the songs. Just
yeah,
all of the songs.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
but
Can
no.
I
So
dodge like a philosophical debate? I'm very good at like dodging philosophical debates.
that's fine. Arina, every episode I finish and I send it to her for comments. She's like, "You should just make a philosophy podcast at this point." I'm like, "No, that's not. Don't do that. We have 40 people that watch this because it has something to do with Poetry Unleashed. Don't make it about
True,
me
true,
or
true.
whatever."
But you could keep trying. I feel like a couple of people were like, "Yeah, I'm gonna talk philosophy with you."
But
So it's
okay,
like a
I
good
just don't
incentive.
understand why philosophy has to have its own thing. I think that I think society, humanity would be much better off if philosophy was involved in everything we do. So there's
Oh
philosophy
my
of
God.
poetry, which is what I'm trying to do, but then also not to sort of separate it and make this hard distinction between now you're talking about metaphysics, now you're talking about what it means to think or to be. That's philosophy. We don't do that as poets. That's exactly what we do as poets, isn't it?
I think so. I think poets are sort of like baby philosophers. I
Yeah,
mean, they're just kind of like, I'm gonna, philosophize. I'm not gonna turn it into any like I'm not gonna say openly that this is a philosophy, but I mean a lot of it is pieces of different philosophies. It's just personal philosophies, maybe, or even
sure.
why you wrote the poem is a personal philosophy. Why you write, I mean, it's like there's a lot of it in it. So yeah, I
Yeah.
agree that yeah, don't separate it. Don't separate
It's a very
it.
fungible word as well, philosophy. It means,
Tangible.
yeah,
Yes.
like a sponge,
A great
It's
word.
like
Great word. Great word.
it's very like malleable, and as you said, you can have personal philosophy, and then there's the field of philosophy, the study of historical philosophers and so on and so forth. But everyone should be able to do it. We should learn it in grade school, like math. Math
Yeah, yeah,
is a part of philosophy, so
yeah,
it's
yeah,
only now
which is
that
bizarre.
um no, okay, but like this whole thing with perfection, I really like to start with a premise that is okay. I'm not trying to do perfect. Like perfection is not even invited in this discussion. My first draft is always the bad draft. I try to write badly but have something on paper. This is when I'm doing long form texts like scripts or plays. With poetry, you can sort of be brilliant in the moment. I love that about poetry. You don't actually need that many drafts to have like something that's worth listening to. But I think for every two good sentences, you're gonna have a sentence that you don't feel as comfortable about, and then have two brilliant sentences, and then another third sentence that maybe isn't all. You know what I mean?
Yes, 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 yes.
So
Yep.
it's the sum of its more than the sum of its parts that makes it perfect, and not like every single little.
Yeah, 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 totally. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yes, I've ruined a lot of poems because I've just edited them too much.
Okay,
I would say a lot, maybe a couple. I've ruined a couple of poems. And then I realized like this is worse than what it was to begin with. So
okay.
maybe it was more an exercise in like
How do you
trusting that the
judge
poem
that?
is done. Yeah, I'm looking for some sort of truth for whoever or whatever wrote the poem in any given moment. So it's kind of maybe best thing to imagine it is by like my sort of like psyche is like circling through different like it's kind of like through colors, let's say. It's like on the color wheel or on the gradient kind of space, and then there's a color there, and what I write, if it matches that color, then the poem is great. Sometimes it's almost like mixing colors actually. Then sometimes little splotches of new color kind of remove the original quality, and then I don't like that, so I need to like remove that. But yeah, it's striving for some sort of momentary truth of the poem.
Mm-hmm. I like this metaphor you do with colors. Do you think a lot about metaphors? Or think a
Yeah,
lot about colors, or
about colors, definitely. Or I kind of like see a lot of colors or
do you
feel a
have
lot of colors.
synesthesia?
Sorry?
Do you have synesthesia?
I wonder if imagine if I'm both an empath and I have a synesthesia. That would be too much.
So
I feel like it
highly
would be too much.
sensitive, a little bit annoying, Croatian.
Yeah. Oof. It's
Yeah.
it's a bit much. I don't think I have it, though. I think it's close because of a lot of my kind of like thought processes are in a way colored. So it's
Okay.
kind of like, and I'm always able to like pick a color any given moment, and I'm always aware of my feelings in a very precise way. So, and that can easily be translated into visual arts. I think that's where my love for visualized arts come from, because it's like so immediate and for me to do it. And collaging, maybe.
You do collaging?
Yeah, yes. I do collaging. Yes, I do a lot of collaging.
Yeah. Like old school paper cutouts and magazines.
I do like, wait, let me, in fact, this table is like, it also doubles as my like collage table.
Ooh, wow.
You know, I have this like, even though this is a terrible color for this moment, but I have a bunch of these papers that I kind of painted or accumulated, but a lot of it is actually colors, not necessarily. For example, look at this. I mean, excellent paper.
Yeah.
Excellent paper.
Yeah.
I mean, wow. What are we
Wow.
doing? Where's the camera? You know? So there's a lot of expressive power in these papers that I just kind of like cut and arrange and do some stuff with.
You could make a beautiful ransom note.
Yes. Oh my God. That's 100% true. Actually, Alex was saying something that I should something about this like font. We were discussing if this should be turned into, if the ransom script should be turned into a font.
Yeah.
Which I think someone would have a lot of fun with, but I just maybe don't like the idea of like, we have stolen your loved one, give us money so we give you back this person.
What?
It's a bit wild, no?
You don't agree with the concept of kidnapping?
Yeah, I'm not
Is that
really
what I'm hearing
pro
you say?
kidnapping. Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm pro kidnapping, no. Yeah, so I'm staying away from the idea.
Okay. All right.
I don't want to get kidnapped, or I don't want to kidnap anyone. Neither
Okay.
of these options I would like.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I hear you. Do you have any poem you'd like to read for us in any which way, or anything you'd like to show us, or?
Yeah, I guess I could. What could I do? I could read a poem. I'll read a poem. Let's see what's actually latest in here. Oh my God. I'll read this poem. It's called Do You Still Love Me? He asks in a dream. Do you still love me? He asks in a dream, as if not mine to dream. I thought out of bed like a loose magic ball. What don't you see? I might buy a car or call a father, say, how did you know to buy yours? I still bike in skirts like a renegade. I might shave my mustache or fix the roof, liquefy into a cold sea below the moon. You'd get your fog and all. This time I'll be settling for a man who asks for me twice a day. We'll move to the same address. I'll cry my real tears. Exhale just to feel the spine reverberate. I'll be a woman's body without a badge, never telling the future again.
Wow. Thanks.
That's the poem. It's
Thanks.
half poem, half spell.
Okay. Wow. What do you mean? Can you tell us more about that?
I've kind of sometimes I pull inspiration from like different moments in my life, and then I cast a spell to be rid of this entire sort of mind space. Sometimes the poem I use it to tell someone or something to permanently go away.
Yeah.
Fuck off is the term.
How do you know how to do spells?
I just feel it. I just feel it.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you know how to do spells?
Yeah, I do. I've done a lot of reading on sigil magic and yeah, intentional sort of magic and stuff like
Of
that,
course.
and sort of how
Of
to.
course. Of course.
I have little prayers I do to make the universe listen to me and sort of make my. The
Yes.
way I see it is that we have to understand that the human mind is outside of our conception, even though it's in our head. We this every 5 years there's like a new paradigm in regards to how
Oh
we
my God.
think. Placebo used to be something that wasn't real until it became real, and having intentions and setting like intentional agendas for yourself and saying something out loud and knowing how to trick your mind into doing what you want over long term is what I define as sigil magic. As I understand it, I don't need to sort of adhere to old ideas of beings and this and that. I'm agnostic. I don't know if there are elder beings or things that listen, but if I listen, that ought to be enough. You know what I mean? I have a
Yeah.
subconscious. I have
Yeah.
sort of, my mind needs a little bit of work sometimes, a lot of times, all
Yes.
day. And that's how I use magic. I sort of say, okay, what's the intention? And I put intention into texts and stuff like that. I'm still learning, but it's been
Yeah.
good.
It's like fake it till you make it.
Yeah. But when one could ask oneself, what is to fake and what is to make?
I mean, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But can
I
you
think
say a
it's
little
the
bit
same.
about this specific spell? Like, what did you?
Can I even? I don't know if I can. Maybe I can't. I feel like I cannot. I can like read you another poem. I'll do that.
Please do, my friend. Please do. I want to hear it. Sorry. Read me another poem. I didn't hear what you just said the last 2 minutes. Sorry, my headphones went off.
Oh, well, that's okay. No, can I elaborate? I mean, or not elaborate, or just like even say more on that. I don't think I can.
Okay.
Because I've already said "fuck off" to
Yeah.
this to the body of this poem.
Yeah.
I've said goodbye. I've written you. Now you're on your own.
Perfect.
I
Then
don't,
don't.
I don't work for you.
No, I understand. Then you absolutely don't have to elaborate. But when did you find out you could cast spells? Like, I want to know more about the process.
Yeah, maybe I guess when I wrote some of my first poems, maybe poems are in fact spells. So I think I've maybe it was then, or through any sort of like art
Okay.
works
Yeah.
that worked.
But so the word spell and spelling come from the same root, right? And grammar and grimoire also come from the same word. And in old Hebrew religion and old Hebrew thoughts, you have this idea of how powerful the word actually is, right? And God created the universe with a word. God has a very long name. He has many of them, and we can't talk about them. We can't speak them with our organs and our understanding. So this whole idea of mastering the word means to master the world is very old. It's only now that we've forgotten it, now that we're making calculators that can talk to us, and talk back, and we sort of given away our magic to inanimate objects and are like all convinced that, oh, of course it talks back to us, which is odd. If
It's crazy.
if if I had the magical power, I would never give it away for free, especially not to like a dead thing, like a toaster.
Yeah,
But that's
yeah,
just me,
yeah. I hear you. I hear you. Even though part of me wants to hear this poem that the toaster wrote, part of me is like, "What's this poem? What you want to say?" But
Mm.
it's not a good impulse. I recognize that.
Mm.
Yeah, strange times. We live in definitely in strange times, I would say, especially with like digital lives. I mean, we're recording this digitally. Even
Yeah.
though our writing is like on the screen, people personally, I don't write that much with my hand in a notebook. I write on my computer or on my phone. So it's kind of like a lot of it is like different screens and actually maybe even just words in our own heads, kind of like we turned into some sort of like version of like brain in a jar that is then connected to another brain in a jar through internet. It's a bit it's definitely a special time.
Mm.
Yeah,
Do you play online games?
I do not actually. And this is one of the weird things about me, which is that I've actually have a master's in games.
Mm.
And I'm not a gamer in no shape or form. I
Mm.
am not. And people were absolutely mesmerized by this fact and idea and thought for like many years. I feel like my every interaction was kind of like, "Oh, you study games. Like, what are your favorite games?" I'm like, "I don't really play games." And
Mm.
just people being like, "This it cannot work. It's
Mm.
not possible. It's not possible."
But you must have made it work. Like, how did you?
I made it work because it's like an academical study and there's like a lot of interesting like branches within game academia, such as like psychology of games and gaming. Different. I actually personally focused a lot on like kids playing on iPads and like different like picture books that are on iPads and things like that, or screens. Maybe iPad not important so much, but like especially for smaller kids, it's a very common medium or
Mm.
media for them to consume these games. So it's kind of like, yeah, I stayed in like different zones that interests me. So it's kind of yeah. Most times I don't know the references of games that actual gamers are gaming about. Yeah.
Mm.
And I'm good not knowing about them.
Yeah, you're not missing it. Yeah, yeah. Now I'm thinking about
Yeah,
it because like it's so common to make an avatar and make a character and sort of spend hours in one world, and then 2 years later you've completely forgotten about that world. You moved on to something else, and you have your own little house, your own little things, and you know what I mean. Like
true.
it's we kind of we have this digital identity that keeps changing or keeps getting more
Yeah,
multiplied.
true. I was looking at like a laptop I used like maybe 4 years ago. I was looking for something and just looking at the desktop and just like, what's happening here? Who is this person? Why did she make all of these drawings? It's also very bizarre when you are like visual artist. So you have a bunch of like your little like projects or things that were happening. A lot of it is just like working on different things. And then you're like, wow, who is this? I mean,
Mm.
hopefully it's someone at least adjacent to us. It's not a
Mm.
complete surprise
Mm.
because I feel like that would be like some kind of blip in consciousness.
Yeah.
But definitely, yeah, it's interesting. But I don't think it's all necessarily that bad. Controversial opinion.
Mm.
Wow.
Mm.
Because it also allows for a lot of communication that maybe wasn't possible otherwise. Like
Sure.
texting is kind of like sometimes I think about like I'm able to like text with my like different family members, like uncles, that I wouldn't have a genuine conversation with otherwise, just
Mm.
because we're like too awkward to like say normal things.
Mm.
And then we text each other, and there's a real relationship in the text thread. So it's kind
Sure.
of yeah.
Yeah, and with games specifically as well, also like leisure. I don't know why. I mean, I kind of understand now we are overdosing on comfort and leisure, but leisure has always been a thing that we are very good at as a species. So I like to play games to feel good, you know what I mean? And there are many
Mm,
games where you don't feel good because it's constantly trying to push you into buying something, or the grind is very prevalent in modern games and stuff, but you can find games where it's all about having fun.
yes, and different things are fun for different people. I
Mm.
did play. I'm kind of like it's an exaggeration. I played a couple of games But I played this game that I was like, this is a good game. And specifically because it's about organizing a warehouse. It's called
Cool.
Wilmot's Warehouse.
Mhm.
And you're this little cube and you're like organizing little icons in the warehouse. I don't know what happened. I
Yeah.
would open that game and I would be gone.
Yeah.
I would be gone. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have anything else before we start to wrap up here?
Um,
Would you like to read us another poem? Did you say something?
maybe I will read another poem. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Oh, what should I read? I'll read this one. Oh my God. Okay. Find me. On picture day, I'm the second motion blur to the right. I motion to meet myself tomorrow, all grown up and new. Though apparently I don't call, but she does. Email me about a call, about an article she wrote. See if it's stupid. Mom, please. Ask about the moss folding over my eyelids. Have you spoken to your brother? We don't talk, we think at each other like two fully formed clouds, beaks touching. Money wise, it adds up to zero. These days, I ponder the heat of the local sauna. On the seventh day, she rested, though it was Thursday. I once spelled peace as peace. Sometimes still, I think about it.
Well, thanks. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for listening.
You got it.
Wow. Wow.
Great conversation, my friend. Will we see you on the 27th of March at our next event at HUSET?
Yes, absolutely. I might even be hosting. I guess I have to see what's up.
Okay.
So maybe that's coming up. Yes. And also, could I use this opportunity to absolutely plug my YouTube show?
Please do that. Please.
I mean, it's called Films Touching, my YouTube show, and I've recorded 3 episodes so far.
Yeah.
And best believe there will be more episodes.
Okay.
So that's all I can say. Link is somewhere.
What did you call it again?
Films touching, films comma touching. But actually I think the handle is still at Cat Poet, which is the same for my Instagram as well, at Cat Poet.
We'll link it down below. Please check out Kat's YouTube. That's very exciting. Well, can you tell us what it's about?
Yes, it's kind of like a goofy show about me doing all sorts of things. I think maybe the thing that you even mentioned in the beginning is just like, I'm a person that does a lot of things. And it's fun for me to like document it, and also to kind of narrate through it or be a person through it as well in some sort of form. So yeah, it's kind of a project. I don't even know what it is at this point.
Fantastic. I'm looking forward to seeing it. It's one of those things that are probably best experienced than like talked about. So
yeah.
That's perfect. I'm glad for you. Do you have anything else you'd like to plug?
I think that's it. I'm on Instagram posting things randomly. I think that's it. I think that's quite enough.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for this great conversation.
Thanks for having me.
And to our audience, you can watch both me and Kat on the 27th of March at HUSET for the next Poetry Unleashed.
Yes.
And I'll see you all again in a month. Bye.
See you. Bye.
Bye.